Yes, my plan is to win all this week, but tomorrow I have to bring one medal to my family. So I have to push and win again.
A birthday gift to himself on stage 6. Today, Yazir Saidin was driving home for stage 8 to his home city of Riyadh. That was before disaster struck. Saidin ground to a halt after 372 kilometres and was seeking support from his assistance team. Going from 24 seconds in arrears from the leader, in the end losing an hour and a half, scuppering any possible chances of stage victory. The Qatari, driving in the colours of NASA Racing, Khalifa Al Attiyah, was pushing through the sand. Seemingly coming good in week 2, another superb performance, 6th today for Al Attiyah. Whilst his compatriot, having sat comfortably some 3.5 minutes down from the stage leader for the first part of the 113 kilometres, Ahmed Al-Kouari suffered an issue, causing him to lose an hour, falling down the standings to 20th. Flying under the radar and managing to avoid any major issues or mechanicals is Frenchman Romain Lochman in his Can-Am Maverick. Consistent on stages with his strategy alongside his co-driver Benjamin Boulard, the duo sit 10th overall. This duo weren't prepared to take any unnecessary risks though. Front-runners Nicolas and Valentina Cavagliasso keep their lead in the overall classification. Today they were 7th on the stage. Having led since kilometre 78, Argentinian David Ziller was in command. Although he couldn't rest on his laurels, he was under pressure from those behind. One stage victory in 2023, the man driving a Taurus T3 Max was trying to make it a repeat, only to relinquish his advantage after 442 kilometres. A man who thrives in the dunes is Dutchman Paul Spearings. Leaving a dust cloud in his wake, he managed to gain time in the overall standings, finishing 2nd on the stage, some 9 minutes and 37 seconds ahead of Cavagliasso. But the man of the day, after 5 Dakars under his belt, is Pau Navarro, who takes his maiden victory at Dakar. After a brilliant duel with David Ziller, it saw the young Spanish driver come out on top.
We knew that we were close to being able to win. Well, we are going to be able to go out with a lot of pressure, with different wheels than all the others, since we knew it would be the last stage for us to win.
A splendid day for Pau Navarro, who takes stage honours ahead of Paul Spearings, while Ziller settles for 3rd place. Cavagliasso loses 2 minutes and 48 to Gonzalo Guerrero. Meanwhile, in the overall, Cavagliasso remains the leader of the challenges with 4 stages remaining, but his lead falls to 25 minutes and 49 seconds.
A great chance for locals to get a glimpse of the passing Dakar circus with all the excitement, tricks and feats of danger. Despite the title seemingly out of reach, barring another Polaris problem, Can-Am have been unstoppable on the individual specials. Chaleco Lopez earned 3 straight wins to raise hopes of an improbable recovery job, yet on stage 8, it was he and co-driver Juan Pablo Latrache recovering their spare tyre. A puncture meant the loss of valuable time, but the Chilean remains focused on maintaining his top 3 overall position. 4 minutes faster than Chaleco was Xavier de Sutre. The Frenchman admitted others might not like it, but they were overtaking every opportunity they got. Careful in the rocks to save his Polaris, now excited for more dunes.
on pousse jusqu'au bout parce qu'on sait que le Dakar.
Well, we know that Dakar is unpredictable until the final few kilometres. We'll give it our maximum and it'll be a brilliant battle, and then we'll enjoy the dunes the next days to come. Manuel Andújar is enjoying his debut with South Racing and the new Can-Am Maverick R. Currently fourth in the W2RC standings, behind Sarah Price, Enrico Gaspari and early leader Alexander Pinto. A second straight top 10 finish for the Argentine as the quad champion aims to finish strongly. Well, the Swiss was incognito during week one. Now Jérôme de Sadler is hoping to hang around and pounce on any mistakes or problems. Last year's runner-up has risen to 5th in the general rankings, but with nearly 2 hours to 4th, it's out of his hands. The top four are all close. I hope maybe they'll get stuck in the mud, eliminate them, which would allow us to climb the standings. It'll be tough, but I'm optimistic heading for the dunes in Subaita. Unflappable. Is he uncatchable? Starting the second week as undisputed leader, Brock Hager has been calm and consistency personified. Special wins would be a bonus. The American doesn't have to chase. 3 straight podiums mean his Polaris is purring its way to the title. What better way to make up for missing out on a win? Top the SSV T4 charts in the very next 2 specials. That's what Jeremias González Ferrioli did. And in doing so, the Argentine marked a fantastic 6th straight stage victory for the Can-Am factory team. 6 of the best for Can-Am after 1 stage win in 2023. It's also Ferrioli who's doubled in this edition alone. De Sadler 3rd, with Brock Hager in between, but out in a class of his own. 1 hour, 41 minutes over teammate de Sutre. Hunter Miller suffering as anyone can on the Dakar, part of a trio of newbie Americans as the US sends more and more to the world's toughest assignment.
Everything since I've been here is gnarly.
This first experience has been amazing.
The rookie feeling is definitely there.
I knew it was going to be rough. I knew it was going to be tough and a challenge.
Honestly, when I get on the track, I just, I feel at home.
You have to really know when you can push and when you can't. You just have to do it way longer over here.
We're going to be going left up here?
Dakar is, you know, as an American, it was always something that seemed like super hard to come and do.
I've been watching this race and been trying to work my way over here for years. It kind of seems surreal that I'm finally here.
Dakar's huge in Europe and around the world, but in America, I don't know. It was never really something I really noticed very much. You saw it, you didn't, and then you saw guys like Ricky Brabeck go do well on a bike and stuff like this, and all of a sudden, Americans see another American win, and they're like, what's this? This is cool.
I actually most recently just won the Baja 1000, which is one of our biggest races in America.
I think the only similarity is we race in the dirt. Back in the States, for us to go race a 500-mile, I should say, so in a day, it's like, you know, we prep for a month for that, and that's one big day, and then it's over. We do that every day here. So, and we got to do it 12 days in a row with the same car and, you know, the same brain that, you know, isn't always all there.
So a lot of the racing we did in the US, they're sprint type races where you're going as fast as you can, but there's also a lot of attrition and you really have to keep the car together. It's the same thing over here.
I enjoy just racing in the middle of nowhere and have no clue what we're getting ourselves into and just going off the road book.
Anybody that thinks driving Dakar is hard should try getting towed through it. I can tell you that for sure. Following 10 feet behind a T5 with a tow rope is not easy in the dark, for sure. And I'm learning lessons every day. And
I challenge anyone, that hasn't been here to the Dakar, whether just here helping out, spectating, or racing. You have no idea until you're here. And I know I still have no idea what all I'm in store for, right? Compared to this, man, I'll never call a desert race back home long again.
The last day of Dakar is actually my birthday, so I'm hoping to give myself a nice birthday present.
Autocross unites drivers in a thrilling test of skill and speed.
Autocross is a very technical sport. The racecourse is only revealed on the day of the competition, making it a real challenge to memorize the track and execute it flawlessly, exactly as we'd have learned. Today, more and more people are getting interested in this sport, which is evident from the growing number of participants.
My name is Afnan Al-Marghelani. I'm a Saudi racer driver. He's my coach and my competitor now.
This is a very accessible sport. You can start with an everyday car. It gives you time to gain experience and familiarize yourself with the races and how they're organized. From there, you can progress to higher level competitions, whether autocross, time attack, GT races, or even F1. Today I'm driving this Subaru BRZ. Its horsepower is relatively low, which means I've made a few modifications to boost the engine and improve the stability of the chassis. It's an adrenaline rush. I'm so excited. That's normal. These races teach us how to balance excitement and focus. In this sport, teamwork and solidarity are key. I remember one competitor who took off his own tyre and lent it to me so I could finish my race properly. That's exactly why I love autocross.
After a punishing day out on the track, there's always plenty of work for the truck crews when they return to the bivouac. Time to analyse, time to plan, time to repair. And the mechanics don't always get much sleep. Meanwhile, as the Dakar's guardian angels, fast assistance trucks are always kept busy. The hugely experienced Pep Sabate is providing service this year for the Dacia Sand Riders, but remarkably, he's also on the fringes of the top 10 overall in trucks. Karol Pośledny is making his debut with the Tatra Bagheera team. The Czech entrepreneur jokes that he has become an expert at driving over dunes in the dark at this Dakar. It's certainly been a steep learning curve, but he's not doing badly at all, also within striking distance of the top 10. Further up the pecking order, we find Kees Kolen, who's fighting for his best ever Dakar result. The Dutchman's currently 5th. That's one better than he went in the SSVs in 2021. He said it was tough in the stones and the fesh today, but he still came 4th on the stage. Vaidotas Jala was an angry man at the finish line, having spent much of the day stuck in the dust behind the buggies. He accused them of having no respect for others. In spite of that and some minor technical issues, the Lithuanian snaffled another stage podium. He was 3rd. Aleš Loprais said that even if it looked fast on paper, this was one of the most uncomfortable stages of this Dakar, what with all the dust, the stones and the bumps. He also spent quite a while navigating through the traffic, but ended up in 2nd place. And he's now just 7 minutes behind Mitchell van den Brink in the fight for 2nd overall. It's certainly no mean feat getting a 9.5-ton truck through all that fesh. Cruising away to his 4th victory of this 47th edition was Martin Matchik. The Czech star once again satisfied with his day, and why wouldn't he be? He now leads the rally by 2.5 hours.
Everything went well. We enjoyed it. Last 30 kilometers of June. I didn't enjoy it, really.
Catch Maciek if you can. Six and a half minutes separating the top three on the day, with Kolen a measly 3 seconds ahead of Martin Scholtis. Jala was the only non-Czech or Dutch driver inside the top 10. Maciek's lead is just under 2.5 hours, but Low Price is breathing down Vandenbrink Jr.'s neck. Well, now we're going to shine the spotlight a little bit more closely on Jala and find out what motivated him to make the switch from cars to trucks at Dakar 2025.
I didn't come into this sport to travel through Dakar as part of a tourism experience. My target is to be a racing driver. So I did 9 Dakars in cars. The last 2 years was really difficult for us in cars. We had many technical issues and I didn't finish the last 2 Dakars. We decided to make a big change, so we switched to trucks. It seems like a big change, but it came about organically. I really like driving trucks. I got my license maybe 15 years back. It's much bigger than the car. It's 5 times bigger. It's 10 tons, and you have to appreciate that. The first kilometers, like, wow, it's so big. You are so up high, but you get used to it because it can handle like a rally car. You know, in some places you can push really fast with it, really attack. It's quite a learning curve. I thought that the adaptation would be much quicker. But every day we have to learn something, and usually the hard way. The second day we went into the big dunes. The second dune I couldn't go up. I had to reverse. On the 5th dune I got stuck on the top. With your first puncture, when you have to get out and take that 150 kilos of wheel, replace it and put it back up, it takes a lot of time and energy. After 1 or 2 punctures you start to appreciate that the more conservative way of driving, keeping it without punctures is really the way to go. We were quite surprised by the pace. We can really push with this thing. I think my experience with the cars really helps a lot. Because rallying in Dakar is all about managing the grip. It's just the sheer size of it and the mass is different. In this sport, it's really important to keep good results every now and then, because it's really hard and it's really frustrating. If some small wins keep coming your way, it keeps you motivated to keep for the next Dakar. When you have experienced that moment, that joy, when you look back and, okay, we did it, you want to do it again. That's why we sort of decided to embark on this adventure with the truck, because I had this intuition that we can do well in the standings as well. If we come back next year, I am hopeful that we can manage even better.
The Dakar Classic is a race like no other, with its own vehicles and own specific rules.
Dakar Classic is rally raid, vintage vehicle version and regularity version. The sporting aspect has 3 main elements: the regularity tests, the navigation tests and the dune test, where we're going to see the capacity of crossing the dunes. On the Dakar Classic, each crew has a paper roadbook and a digital roadbook, which has the same things than on the paper, but with additional information based on the position of the vehicle, and that will help especially when you do regularity. As soon as you move away from the track, you will be signaled. Why did we do that? Because the interest of regularity isn't to lose yourself. For that we have navigation tests. That's when we check and we get rid of that help. Once they're on track, they will have to follow average speed that will vary as the day goes by. It will evolve based on the type of terrain. If it's sinuous and tricky, we'll bring the average down. And if it's easily drivable, we'll make it faster. That's what's interesting, to add regularity to the Dakar, because Rally Raid has endless possibilities of problems on a stage. It's part of the game, and that means time loss. And that's why we don't design stages of 400 kilometers of regularity, because we know that breaking apart means it's almost over for the crew. We segment our regularity tests. And if there's a big issue and the competitor loses time, he'll be able to reset the counters for the next test.
Remettre les compteurs à zéro pour le test suivant. Comment on gagne?
How do you win? On the modern Dakar, it's based on time. The lowest time I have, the better I am. On the classic, it's points, but the principle is the same. The less points I have, the better I am. So it's based on penalties. The further behind or ahead of schedule I am on the ideal time, more I get penalty points. And in navigation, the more I miss a waypoint and get the direction wrong, the more I get penalty points.
And at this big desert game, the leader remains Carlos Santaolalia, a master of regularity and navigation.
Tomorrow, 357 kilometers from Riyadh to Harad. Travelling southeast on fast, rocky tracks. Punctures will be the challenge of tomorrow. After that, it's time for the serious dunes. The last 3 days are full of imposing sand mountains. The bikes, cars and trucks set to do battle in the final 4 days. The final quarter in the empty quarter. Tomorrow, it's stage 9 of the 2025 Dakar Rally.